So what's up everyone? In today's video we're taking a look at something quite special, and that is thanks to you guys at home watching. Now this video is sponsored by Odoo, but more about them later on in the video. What I have behind me here in this huge box, which you may see on screen, is my endgame desk, or a desk that ever since it was released I've wanted to make a setup around it, and I've just been waiting for the right time to make that purchase. Luckily, this is the Secretlab Magnus Pro XL. Secretlab's actually reached out, asked if we wanted to make a collab together, so I thought, of course I do, because I've been wanting to get this for such a long time. And why I say thanks to all of you at home, because without you watching my videos, liking, commenting, sharing, and of course subscribing to the channel, opportunities like this wouldn't be possible. So I appreciate you a lot. Now, in this video, I'm going to be opening the box, going to be hopefully putting it together, because this is 60 kilos heavy, just this bottom box. So if you are planning to make this at home, probably be a good thing to try and find someone to help you. But as well as the desk, I'm going to be making it in an all-white themed setup, so it should look pretty good. I've got a desk or monitor stand, I've got monitor arms, got some lights. I've gone for the silver suede option for the desk mat, so everything looks promising, but we'll see how everything goes once I start building stuff. So let's check out the Secretlab Magnus Pro XL and let's see how easy it is to build. And hopefully it ends up looking nice. As always, like and subscribe would go a very long way. Let's check it out. So what we have here is the hinged rear cover. So that's in this box, put that to the side. And then toolkit, mounting block, and the cable tray that goes underneath on this side. And then we have the actual desktop. Another thing I would highly recommend is, if you can, try and build this somewhere where you've got plenty of room, which unfortunately I don't have that much here, but I can see how it would be beneficial if you had much more room available to you. Is this the right time to say that I'm not a professional in this? You've got these cardboard sections where the legs are going to go for the right and left leg. I guess it's to protect the actual cables that are here. Next, box 2 of 2. I think this should have the legs and the other stuff in there. So what we've got in this box is the desk mat. We've got both left and right legs. We've got the power cable, and we have got, of course, the feet. So everything is a little bit heavy. This box I think is also like 30 kilos. So let's put this together. I believe you can actually pick and choose which side of the desk you put the actual legs on. I know it says left and right, but they do have cables or power cables for both sides. And with one of them having the actual integrated power socket, it beats the purpose of putting the power socket on the end that's further away from your wall plug. So for me, when I actually put the desk together, the leg, or this one with the actual power socket in it, is going to be closest to the wall, just to help with cable management, if that makes sense. The toolkit you get in the box is pretty good quality in my opinion. You get these socket head screws, and then you get an M3 and an M5 section that slots into this tool. And I've got to say, the tool is pretty well made, not one of them cheap ones you get from IKEA, or should I say you just get an Allen key. But yeah, that one should be pretty good when it comes to putting everything in the actual desk together. Of course I'm using Hoto drill, so it makes things a lot easier when you're using a drill, but if you don't have that, this should be a nice alternative. Then of course you get some more Allen keys depending on what you need. Gonna probably need them for something, and a bunch of Velcro strips for cable management. We have the cable management kit, so we might not need these, but it's nice that they add it in there for those who might need it. You've got these sections here, it slots in and then clips in there, and then we can connect the cables up. So cables are connected, there we go, they slide in, and then that goes in there. Then of course we've got leg number 2 as well, so if we just attach the cable to it, push these underneath there, and then it slides in just like the other one. So they also give you this pretty hefty assembly guide, a user manual, which I've got to say they've done a great job at all the illustrations and making things super clear and concise when it comes to putting stuff together. It's really been a great help. And then we've got these covers that just slot in here. Now this section can be used for routing cables through for whatever items you want. And then once you're done, just close the cover up and you're good to go. So then we've got this huge cable tray. It goes from one side of the desk to the other side. And then it's attached with screws, 2 over there. And then along here, you've got more screws. So it should be pretty stable once it's actually screwed in. Another final piece is putting these legs on before I actually have to attempt to lift the whole desk up. So we've got these 2 notches here which align with these holes here, and then the other holes are for actual screwing. Same thing with this leg. There we go. So now I've got the rear hinge cover in place, and you can see it opens up really nice, gives you access to your cable tray, and then it's super easy to close as well. This is the kind of situation where I mentioned having caster wheels on would be so much easier, because you could literally just spin it around super easy. Now that I don't have the caster wheels, I kind of have to lift and pivot. The MagPad desk mat, and a lot of people say that this is pretty hard to put on because everything's obviously magnetic. So we've got these end sections. Hold that section. Now it's just a matter of pulling this section. This section right here is overlapping, so now I have to readjust this desk mat. So yeah, it may take a couple tries to get this done right. So we just put the desk mat on. Now it wasn't easy to do, but it definitely wasn't as hard as some people make it out to be. It does take a couple tries sometimes, and if it does go out of alignment, just roll it back up and unroll it. Don't try and pull from one end to the other, because it is magnetic, that won't work. So just roll it up, align it again, and then re-roll it onto the actual table. I think it turned out pretty good. Let me know what you think. Stage number 1 is complete, and if you've made it this far, drop a like down below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Now, half the desk is done. Well, the desk is done. Now we've got all the fun stuff to do, which is all the mounts, the lighting, moving everything from my old desk to the new desk, making it look nice, which is going to take quite a bit of time. And before we get into that, here's a short segment from today's video sponsor, Odoo. So running a business takes some serious coordination. And in my case, that business is this YouTube channel. Now, from the idea stage to the upload, there is so many moving parts in between. And that's exactly why I use Odoo, which is an all-in-one business management software. And today I'm going to show you their projects app, which is something I use to keep me organized. Now, I've built out a workflow which matches exactly how I work. Each video starts off in the video idea stage, moves through to scripting, filming, thumbnail design, upload and SEO, and finally to the publish stage. Now, the view I've chosen is the Kanban view. I personally prefer it, but there are others you could choose from, including Gantt and list views. It's all down to your personal preference. In each task, I can assign deadlines, assignees, and subtasks, and in the chatter, I can collaborate efficiently with colleagues and external stakeholders by sending emails or logging internal notes. Everything stays organized and visual, so I know exactly where each video is at any given moment. It's made planning and publishing my videos way more efficient. And Odoo doesn't stop at project management. They've got a whole suite of over 45 different applications businesses can use, from CRM to inventory, invoicing, marketing tools, and more. And the best part is all the apps work together seamlessly. The first Odoo app you choose, like the project one for example, is free for life. It's a great way to get you started. If you want their full suite of apps, plans start from only $19.90 per month. So if you're a creator like me, or you're running any kind of business, check out Odoo. It's helped me stay focused, consistent, and way ahead of schedule. Check the link in the description box to try out Odoo for free today. So we've got the Secretlab's desk riser here. And first thing we do is take this leg section, align it there, and you'll feel it fall into place. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 screws on the back. Same goes for this one. And then we're going to attach it to the actual desk and tighten it up. This section here has actually got a screw in there. All you have to do is tighten it up, and then it will fasten onto the desk and make it super sturdy. After you've fastened the actual desk riser on the desk, you've actually got this cover that goes over the top. and it's made from metal. It just hides any screws and makes it look super nice. Secretlabs have got these side section covers as well. It's magnetic, so all you do is just put it on the side and it magnetizes in place, makes it look really nice. So as you know, I've got 2 monitors, so I run a dual monitor setup, and Secretlabs do make a dual monitor arm, but I figured it would be better for me to get 2 single monitor arms to give me more flexibility. We get the actual clamp that will clamp onto the desk, we get the monitor arm itself, we get the VESA attachment, which is either 4x75 or 4x100, whatever monitor you have, and then we get a little toolkit to help us screw everything in place. Now the monitor arm is fairly simple to put in place. You've got the clamp section, which will go on the back of the desk just like that, and then you just tighten the screw on the back there and it will tighten it in place. And then the rest of the monitor arm, I think, is literally just slot into each other and it's good to go. So the monitors are finally up. Now I did try them side by side, although it looked kind of good. I wasn't really happy with the placement, so I've changed it back to how I've been using the monitors for the past however long, half a year almost. And that's one horizontal as my main, and then a supplement monitor on the side vertically, which comes in really good because when I'm editing I can put all my motion VFX stuff and folders just there and then drag and drop, and it really works really well. So I'm happy with this orientation. Let me show you the back of the actual desk and you can see how the monitor arms look. So this one is actually clamped to the desk for the vertical arm, or for the vertical monitor. And then for the horizontal monitor, I've actually gone and clamped it to the desk riser. Something to keep in mind is if you do clamp it onto the desk riser, the actual hinge mechanism is gonna hit into that. So what I've done, I've just unscrewed the hinge mechanism. That way I've got access to all of my cables so I can get everything plugged in. And then I'll just screw it back in and close it up. But otherwise, everything looks pretty great. And I love that the monitors have actually been able to align them basically perfectly with this section here. So we'll see how it looks once it's turned on, but so far everything looks pretty good. You know, as someone who likes cable management, this cable tray you get that goes throughout the whole desk section there is coming in so clutch, because look how much storage you get in there for cables and chargers and power cords and stuff like that. And then I know it looks like a mess there, but once the cable hinge cover goes on, you won't even be able to see it. So the fact of this being here and giving you so much storage is going to make everything so much easier to hide all the cables and just make it look super clean. So I went for the Cable Management Bundle XL because having more of these magnets is probably better in the long run, even if I'm not using it now. And we get some fastening straps, cable sheaths and magnetic cable anchors in 3 different colors. Now I've got to say the magnets on these cable anchors are really strong and they magnetize anywhere on the desk, super useful for routing cables through. The cable sheaths are also magnetic and they come in handy when you want to route more cables as they give you more room. Now you can use them for either underneath the desk, on the legs, wherever you really want. And they blend into the actual desk look, which is great for making the cables look invisible. Now one thing that is for sure, cable management with this Secretlabs desk is on another level. Now I also went for the MrHtech XL diffused LED strip, and it is by Nanoleaf, so you can control it with the controller that comes in the box or with the phone app. So you can attach it magnetically to the back of the desk, underneath the desk, wherever you really want. And I just love when things like this are so easy and they go well together. It makes the whole experience so much more enjoyable. So here's a nice little tip for the actual controller of the Nanoleaf lights. Now it does come pre-applied with 3M sticky pads on the back, 2 of them. Something I hate though is peeling these off of the actual desk if I ever want to remove or move the controller to another part. So what I did, I had these mini magnets, which you can get online for super cheap, stuck them onto the actual 3M, so they're not gonna move anywhere. And then because the desk is metal, I can just magnetize it into position and it's not gonna move. If I ever want to remove it later on, it's easy enough to just move to another position and pull it off. So it becomes a lot easier if you want to move it around instead of having to peel off 3M sticky pads. So I built the chair, I've been using it for about a day. I've got to say it surprised me quite a bit because I'm not usually a gaming chair type of person. I go for the more ergonomic mesh type of chairs, but this one has been very surprising and I like it for a couple of different reasons so far. First of all, this neck rest is fully magnetic and it's pretty soft like memory foam, so you can magnetize it where you want it. Gives you a lot of support and you don't have to mess about with straps on the back of the chair. Second of all, it's this fabric material which looks really nice and it's also very comfortable and it doesn't let you get sweaty like a leather one will. Third of all, which is the most important, I love a lot of lumbar support when it comes to chairs, and what this Secretlabs chair has It's got a knob on this side that you twist to show how prominent you want the lumbar support. So this one controls how much you want it out and in. And the knob on the other side, which is here, controls how high and low you want the lumbar support. So you can really customize it to your back and give yourself the best type of support. So far it's been pretty good. We'll see if I stay with it or if I switch to an ergonomic mesh chair. Sorry about the mess, but big boxes in a small room doesn't go well together. And then to finish off the chair, I forgot, I've got this Secretlab Pillow Pro, which just slaps on the back here, gives you an extra level of lumbar support, and it's a nice soft material as well. And hey, who's going to say no to extra lumbar support? We've got the Secretlab Professional Footrest with Cloud Swap technology. Now, this top section comes off, super soft for your feet, and then the rest of it is built like a tank. You've got a little bit of design by Secretlab here, and then I'll show you what that latch there is for. So, top section goes on, we can hide this, fits very nice, looks super good. And then if you want to adjust the angle of it, all you have to do is push this, which is convenient because you can press it with your feet when it's under your desk. Push this and then adjust at what angle you actually want the footrest to be. Super comfortable for your feet. Now, this is the first time I'm using a footrest of this quality. The one I previously used was just the foam one, but I would definitely recommend some sort of footrest underneath your desk. Your feet are gonna thank you for that extra comfort. Now, there's two things that I thought I should tell you about the desk of what I've experienced. Number one, if you're using the desk riser and you've put the monitor on the desk riser, and then you decide you want to move the desk riser to a different position later on, you're going to have to take the monitor off, take this section off, unscrew the actual desk riser, and then move it across. So there is a couple different steps, but I'm not sure what they could have done because they've made it nice where they've hidden the actual screw holes and stuff like that. So that is just a bit of a nuisance, something extra steps that you're going to have to do. Another thing that you have to know is with this lift mechanism, it is basically like touch capacitive, so it's not a physical button. So if you do accidentally rush or brush your finger across or something like that, it will start to activate. So what I do is once I've set the actual height I want, I just turn the desk off, and that way no accidental touches. Now it could be either for you or kids that are walking around just accidentally touching it, so just bear that in mind. So guys, that was the Secretlab Magnus Pro XL desk in pure white. Now, if you've got any questions, let me know in the comments box below regarding any of the Secretlab's products or anything you see on my desk. I will be making a dedicated desk setup video because everything's not completely finished yet. So I want to get it completely finished before I start showing you what's on the actual desk. But feel free to ask any questions in the comments box below and I'll answer anything I can. Any links for any of the products here, including the Secretlab stuff and whatever is on my desk that you see, will be in the description box below, as well as the comments, and I'll include any discount codes that I personally know of, because saving money is always a good thing. If you did like the video, remember to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment down below what you feel of the actual desk setup and what you feel I could add to improve. I feel like I could add something to the back wood slat wall because it looks a bit bare, but I'm not really sure what to put there. So if you've got any suggestions, whether it's just for the wall or anything on the desk, let me know in the comments box below, and then it may be something that I decide to do later on. Just a quick one, I forgot to mention, these wallpapers you see on my phone and on the desktop are part of a brand new wallpaper pack I will be releasing very soon, maybe even when this video goes live. It will be in the description box below and the comments box, so if you're interested in them, go check them out. I'll include a nice little discount for those of you who are subscribing, liking, commenting, just supporting the channel in general as a way to give back. So thanks for that, and I'll catch you in the next one.